Hey Copper Nerds, let's do a deep dive into the Sheldon 19. So this one is a Sheldon 19b, which means it has the edge of 94 with the leaf turned up. This coin has the same obverse as the Sheldon 18 that we just looked at recently. It's got the prominent double chin on Liberty. It has got a curved date. The Powers Guide says the head style and lower curl are the same as the 1793 Liberty Cap design. This is a head of 93. As we discussed, the portrait and the bust of Liberty and the cap, and I believe this lower curl are hubbed, but the finer details of the hair are engraved from one variety to the next. And then the reverse, one of my favorites, the droopy stems reverse. You're gonna see that reverse on the Sheldon 19, again on the 20, which I don't have one yet, so we'll be skipping that one in this deep dive series for now. And then we're gonna see it again on the Sheldon 21 flat pole, which is one of my favorites. Going back here to the Sheldon 19 page, let's see. The letters almost touch the dentals on the reverse, very tight. And I was having a discussion in the comments the other day that sometimes what we see on the border, these teeth, they're technically called denticles, which means a series of fine teeth like serrations, although oftentimes shortened to dentals, but regardless, they're referring to the teeth around the rim of the coin, which started in 1794. In 1793, we had some different stuff happening. The beaded border, and on the chain set, nothing. Just kind of a rim. Okay. The dentals are elongated. Long, droopy stems, as noted. There is a weak die dot between the left base of M in America. That'll be hard to see except in high grades. And the berry below it. This is the 19B, which is a rarity 4, and then the 19A is a rarity 5+ that has the edge of 93. Okay, let's grab another resource book. Let's jump right into noise this time. Oh look, there's my 18A. I probably opened that page a lot. Sheldon 19A. We have a rarity 5+ coin. It is the double chin. I'm not sure if that's what Morris called it was the double chin, but double chin, close legend, edge of 93 for this one. Pronounced double chin, IB and Liberty are far apart. Legend and date are nearer to the milling than to the bust. The date does sit low and Liberty sits high. Date is compact and curved. The 9 leans a little left. The pole shows distinctly between the head and the cap. Yep. End of the pole is well struck up, about its own width from the bust. I recall some of these descriptions from the 18 video that we did. We got a couple of die states that they talk about, and let's check out our condition. All right, much like the 18A, the 19A, the top pop is a very fine 30, dropping immediately to a net 20. So we had an XF 40 net 30, a 25 net 20, a 30 net 20. So in the top 3, we're down to a very fine. By the time we get down to the 6th, we are in VG10 territory. When we get, well, there's quite a few in that VG8. We're down to a 7 after 12. And when we get down to the 18th in condition census, we are at a good 4. Let's check out the 19B, which is far more common. Kind of the same info there. This one's a rarity 4. Let's look at some of the condition census examples. Top pop is lower On the 19th and the 18, we're at a net 40. You'll remember that the first page on the 18B was all uncirculated AUMS coins. Here, our top 6 go from a net 40 down to a net 25. As we move into the top 12, we are staying pretty strong, down to a 20. Lots of mid-grade examples. That's where the condition census ends. So our top 12 gets us down to a 20, but top pop on the 19Bs, we decided was a net 40. Okay, let's take a quick look at Chuck Heck's die states book and see if there's anything for die states of note with the 19. Page 34. Oh, that's a short one. We have, okay, Morris did call this one the double chin. We have a die state 1. Of course, this is the same obverse die that was used on the 18. So this is a progression of the die states from the Sheldon 18. So there is a little crack, which we took a close look at in the other video at dental number 34. The 1 is recut. I noticed in my last video I had read that the 1 is recut on the left side. The 1 is recut on both sides, actually. Reverse, this is a fresh die. And we have that dot that was between the M and the berry. Die state 2, no changes for the obverse, and for the reverse, there is a small crack which is appearing right there. So not much to report in terms of die states. And this time we're gonna hit Brains Encyclopedia last. Sheldon 19, let me find it. 18A, all right. Sheldon 19A, double chin with the long dentals, ribbons, and stems reverse. I like to call it the droopy stems reverse because that's definitely what I see first. Again, talks about the long, heavy dentals or denticles, very close to the legend. Talking about the edge of 93 and 4 a little bit. According to Dr. Sheldon, Morris called this the ugly tooth reverse for its prominent, sharp-pointed dentals. That's funny. Well, there's our buddy Dan Trollin being referenced. Dan is one of my most significant mentors when it comes to copper. All right, and looking at the B, see if there's anything of note here. Usually on cruder dark planchets than the ones that were used, let's see, on the Sheldon 18. It's tough to follow green numbering when I'm not familiar with it. So you'll note that on the video that we did on the Sheldon 18, it talked about how there's so many and really high grade, and that they just had gotten some new planchets that were very nice, because the Sheldon 17, if you watch that video, had really, really ugly planchets, notoriously. So apparently by the time we get to the 19, we're again dealing with some ugly dark planchets. So on cruder dark planchets than the ones that were used on the 18. And then we've got some condition census examples listed. Breen also shows 40s as the top pop, but that is the Sheldon 19. I will be getting a 19A eventually. It is a variety that I still need, but for the time being, I've got this B. I do really like the reverse on these. And my flat pole 21 is a little nicer on the reverse than this one is, so you'll see that one soon. In fact, that'll be the next of the deep dives. I'm just gonna go in sequence for what I have, and I don't have a 20 yet. So this is the last head of 93 we're gonna be looking at for a little while. I love the heads of 93. I do think they are the nicest depiction of Liberty from the large cent series. I do wish I had some 1793 Liberty caps, but since those are out of my budget. I have a few rather nice Head of 93 1794 caps. So you'll see a few pictures of this particular coin. And then we can talk a little bit more about these in the comments, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.